What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 238. My name is Harrison, and I am joined by my brother Nick. As always, Nick, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm doing good on this glorious Monday evening.
Yes, yep. We'll talk about it here in a little bit, but for those that don't know, Nintendo's financials are going to be going up tomorrow. They have their investor meeting, so we shall see what the sales are. We'll also maybe hear about the Switch 2, maybe probably not, but we'll see what happens, and we'll talk about some other stuff too. But yeah, before we dive into what we've been playing, how was your week? How was your Halloween?
Halloween was pretty uneventful. My wife was gone from Wednesday until Monday until today. So
oh wow, okay.
Yes, she was gone on a trip, so didn't really do much on Halloween. Put out a bowl of candy for all the kids outside. Put up like a mirror thing. Like we did this a couple of years ago. But we put up a mirror. We were like, "How spooky are you?" And then the kids could come up and like see themselves in the mirror and stuff, and check out their their costumes and stuff. So I think people like that. Didn't get as many trick or treaters as I thought we would have. I bought like 2 big bags of candy. Only used 2/3 of one of them, so not that much. Not that many kids. I mean, the problem with our street is there's not houses on the other side, so like the ROI from going down a street or going on our street isn't super high because you're only hitting one side of the street, right? You're only getting one set of houses. So
true, yeah.
So
I'm wondering. I mean, I'm wondering if like stuff like trunk or treating is like the new kind of trick or treat thing.
I think that's bigger now, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like newer parents are, I'm not going to say afraid to go trick or treating, but they want to keep their kids more safe is not a good term either. Cause I mean, we trick or treat our entire life and never ever ran into an issue, but I feel like parents these days are a little bit more,
a little cautious.
A little more cautious, which is nothing wrong with that. And I think trunk or treating is really cool. We did a couple of them a couple weeks ago. I think we talked about on the podcast, but like all the different types of stuff people do for their setting up their trunks is awesome. So yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I mean, that night I just played some Silent Hill. Had the spooky vibes going, and then had some friends stay with me this weekend. Came in for a football tailgate. So we were, hanging out, playing board games, ran some zombies with my buddy Matthew for a good, like, a couple of hours. It was a good time. But aside from that, just chilled out, played some games, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. I like it.
How about you?
It was good. Halloween was, pretty uneventful. I mean, we went to our parents' neighborhood because our neighborhood is like, I mean, nobody was out. Yeah, it's pretty spread out. I mean, I know there's kids around, but yeah, it's not like a traditional, cookie cutter type of house neighborhood where everything is very very close to each other. So it just makes for not good trick or treating, and we've never actually even attempted to trick or treat in our neighborhood in the 7 years we've been here. We've always just gone to our parents' neighborhood. But it was good. I mean, there was a lot more kids out there this year than there was last year, so that was nice to see. I think we ended up doing about 20 houses, maybe 15 to 20. Kellen, I mean, we'd already done the trick or treating thing, so he already had a ton of candy. And he's not a big like chocolate person. Like he does eat the occasional chocolate bar or like whatever. But he's not super, super into candy. Like he likes his Sweet Tarts and Smarties and Starburst and stuff like that.
Same way. Yeah.
But yeah, usually after about 15 houses, he was ready to be done. I mean, even after like 5, he was like, "Can we go back to the house now? I want some pizza or something like that." Because our parents had pizza. I was like, "Well, let's
pizza."
Yeah, let's do a couple more houses. Let's at least do a round and then come back. Speaking of pizzas, I've been kind of like more back into pizza here recently. Not that I was ever, I was ever out.
Yeah, was there a period where you were like a pizza hater?
I think growing up, I think we had pizza so much.
We did have it a lot.
Like we had it like every. I mean,
weekend probably.
Every Friday or Saturday, and then we kind of swapped to like Chinese food. It just kind of depends. So I was kind of pizzaed out for a long time. And then I usually, and now I'm kind of repeating history, but I usually get the kids like Domino's on Fridays. But I mean, Cal, he loves pizza, so whatever. But we started going to this place near our house that has like the good, like the thin crust Italian type of pizza. Oh, dude, you can't beat that, man. You can't beat that.
You can't beat thin crust. I would never want a deep dish pizza.
No, I don't care for it.
Too much. Yeah, it's
just a couple slices of the real big slice of pizza, real thin.
Mm-hmm.
I put a little Texas Pete on there. Maybe either some ranch or Chick-fil-A has a really good like avocado ranch that we have. So the last time we ate it, I dipped it in the avocado ranch.
Do you say avocado or avocado?
Avocado. Tomato.
You're saying kind of weird, man. I don't
potato. Avocado. An avocado.
You're putting too much emphasis on the A.
Avocado.
Just say avocado.
Avocado.
There it is.
Avocado.
Avocado.
Maybe avocado. All right. Anyways, it was a good weekend. And then Friday and Saturday, just kind of hung out. Didn't really do much, but yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
It was a good time. Tuned in for the you streaming Silent Hill for a little bit, and then it was like that cutscene that was happening, and you were like, bounce.
Getting into spoiler territory.
Yeah, so I left, but yeah, it was a great time. It was a great weekend. Let's dive into what we play, Nick. I am very curious. You're kind of talking a little smack about the final boss of Black Myth, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts as you made your way through chapter 6 and you're on the end game now.
All right, so I want to give a quick rating of each chapter, just high level rating. Okay, chapter 1, 7 out of 10. I thought it was good. Good
start.
Didn't exactly pull me in. Chapter 2, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, chapter 2 was really
well crafted chapter.
Yeah.
It's where it gets rolling. Great bosses. You're getting a lot of stuff, a lot of unlockables, a lot of upgrades. It's just hitting on all fronts. Yeah. Chapter 3, 9 out of 10. Great chapter.
Solid. Great chapter.
Could argue a 10. I mean, that one's just great.
It's pretty good. It's really long, but it's really good.
Yes, I'll give it a 9 because it was really long.
Yeah.
Chapter 4, I would say also a 9 out of 10 because that's a great chapter. Actually,
that one feels. I think that one feels the most Souls-like when you're like in the spider, in the caves. Like that feels very Souls-like.
I'm gonna take it back and I'm gonna give chapter 3 an 8 out of 10 because of that, like prison section.
Oh yeah, that was not fun. Yeah.
Okay, so chapter 3, 8 out of 10. Chapter 4, 9. Chapter 5, I will give a 7.
Okay.
Because 1, it didn't have that much going on. 2, the environments weren't that pretty to look at. It was just a volcano, a lot of rocks everywhere. Wasn't visually pleasing. And then some of the bosses were questionable. Chapter
Did you get stuck on the rolling ball at all? The spike ball? Okay.
Yeah, it was like the first concave I had to go into. I kept getting stuck on that one.
Did you fight that boss? There's an optional boss fight where the ball splits open and you fight the people inside of it because there's actually people in there.
Oh no, I didn't. Maybe I should go back and do that. I think I need to level
that's up. In the optional. That's in the optional. I think it's the optional area in that game. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool fight.
And I probably need to do that optional area if I want to do chapter 3.
You might be underleveled, to be honest.
I'm level 80.
Yeah, you gotta be level 100 at least.
Okay. Well,
or at least in the 90s, I think is what I read. So somewhere in the 90s, I think you'll have a better time that fight.
Okay. Okay. I need to grind a little bit. Chapter 6 though. Open world, stupid. I don't see any use for it at all. Empty.
Very empty.
None
it's
of
cool
the
at first,
bosses,
but it kind of
it wears off.
It wears off pretty quickly. I mean, like flying, whatever is awesome, but yeah.
The deer boss sucks. The rhino boss is has a dumb gimmick.
Yeah.
And what, like the beetle thing,
the
that you
giant
ride
grasshopper
on?
thing.
Yeah, giant grasshopper. Yeah. I was getting really frustrated because I didn't know that you had to press the trigger.
Yep.
To grab on, and then it prompts you again, and you have to hold it down. Yep. But the way, visually, the way it looks, the way the animation is taking place, it seems like he's falling off, and I need to grab it again.
That I struggle with that for a couple times too, and then it's annoying because then he jumps and you have to fly after him.
And then you let go of the antennas, but you're still supposed to be holding on to still holding down on the trigger. So I looked it up. I was like, what am I? I need a step-by-step on when to.
Yeah, you pretty much just have to hold it until he lets go, and then you have to hold it again. Yeah, it's very. You're all right. The animation to what you're actually supposed to be doing is not right. It's a little off.
Pretty dumb. So I would give chapter 6 either a 5 or a 6 out of 10. It's rushed. It feels rushed. I think they should have just padded out chapter 5 and had it end there.
Yeah.
Instead of doing whatever you were doing in chapter 6, where you're collecting all of the pieces. I think they could have done that in chapter 5. They could have brought you to a different area and done that without you having the Nimbus that you fly around on, which was, you're right, was cool for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, why am I flying for 30 to 45 seconds to get to the next place? So that being said, now I'm stuck on the final boss. Obviously I'm under leveled. I'm level 80. And I don't feel like I've skipped that. I haven't skipped. I've done a lot of the optional stuff too.
Yeah.
But maybe I just need to do some grinding.
Yeah, I would definitely say do the optional area in chapter 5, because that one nets you a few bosses. You have to go, I think, to get to the chapter 5 secret area, you have to kill all the wagon monsters, the wagon bosses. Did you find the one that's decommissioned or dying in chapter 5? So he has a side mission. So I think after you kill the rest of them, you go back to him. He gives you some sort of, not weapon, he gives you something, and then you can proceed to go to the secret area, which is right near where the ball is at. So
okay.
Yeah, I would say do some more bosses and level up, get at least to the 90s, and then try switching from the freeze to the ring of fire. That is definitely comes in handy for this boss fight.
Yeah, for sure. That's something I should have done 10 tries in, and I didn't. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that being said, I'm not as high on it as I was last week or 2 weeks ago whenever I last talked about it.
Yeah,
but it's a combination of me being underleveled, and I didn't feel underleveled until the final boss.
Yeah, and
the bosses in chapter 6 and part of chapter 5 being really weak in terms of their quality. It takes such a weird dip, and I don't know. I don't know what, now I'm thinking about whatever this DLC is going to be, and is that going to be what the actual end of the game was supposed to be from the beginning? Is that going to,
well, I mean, once you be in the context of the story, I think it's all fine. You beat the final boss, and then it's over. And if you go back to do chapter 3 secret boss, beat him, you get the true ending, and then you can start New Game Plus, and the New Game Plus actually kind of makes sense with the overall story. And I'm not sure if there's more story to be had in New Game Plus. I haven't started that yet. But yeah, story wise, I think it's fine. It's just, Chapter 6 feels very just barren and rushed.
Right. And you're right. You're correct. From a story perspective, what you're doing is impactful, but the way they go about making you do that, is kind of uninspired.
I will say the one boss fight where in Chapter 6 where you go inside of the pig and fight the bug,
cool. That one's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I wouldn't have necessarily a problem. I think I like Chapter 6 a lot more than you did. I guess I wouldn't have a problem with it if there was just more stuff to do, maybe more bosses. I don't know, or maybe not have it quite as big, because you can even like fly around to like the back of the map where you started out, and there's just nothing there. It's just all trees and foliage and stuff.
Getting confused, like where am I supposed to go? Where am I not supposed to go?
Because there's even like a boss back there, technically. I think it's some sort of minor boss, but I was trying to fill out like the encyclopedia of all the monsters. And I looked it up, and there was just like a random one back there. So like, and you wouldn't know it until you come across it, which is weird, but
right. But yeah, so hopefully by next week I'll have conquered the final boss and I can put it to rest. But I mean, overall, really good experience. It has dips in quality,
for sure.
But overall, I think it's a game worth playing through.
Absolutely,
seeing through to the end.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you're itching for something to play on the PS5, which there's been a lot of stuff this year, but exclusively, if you're one of those people, you need something to play that's exclusive, I think Black Myth is great, and I think it's getting a physical version. Is that coming out this year? I think it is.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember if it's this year or early next year.
Maybe it's early. But yeah, physical coming out soon. The full game's on there, so pretty cool. It might be next year, because I think we were talking about maybe if they do their DLC will be,
like on disc.
On disc, they'll pack it in. Maybe it'll be a little bit more expensive. I'm not quite sure, but
yeah.
Well, cool. Well, you have finished Silent Hill 2, right?
I did.
Okay, so I am. I've been kind of slowly taking my time with this game. I just kind of beat an area, because like the areas you go to are pretty long, because you do like the regular world fully, and then you kind of backtrack through these parts. At least for the first two, it feels like you're kind of backtracking through, and not in a bad way, but like obviously you go into like the dark world, and then you kind of go through it. So I'm just got out of the hospital. So I did all that. Nice. I'm still pretty early in the game. I think I'm like maybe 8 hours in, something like that.
You're probably
about halfway,
a little
maybe
over halfway through.
Okay, cool. Hospital was great, super creepy, just like the oh gosh, what was it? The apartment complex. It was cool. And that boss fight too, where you fight like what was it called? Like the mouth or something, or like the lips,
like
something lips,
lustful lips or something like that.
Yeah, super weird boss fight. But
that was a strange fight.
But it was still cool nonetheless. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm liking this game a lot. Again, I did not expect it to be of this quality. Bloober Team, I think, has just.
They nailed it.
It's nice to have another developer that can make a really good survival horror game, and not just be Resident Evil, pretty much. Just
Resident Evil, and then whatever remake for whatever old horror game comes out.
Yeah.
Having finished this, and obviously I won't give any spoilers, but this is one of my favorite games of the year, for sure.
Absolutely.
It keeps the tension all the way through the end, which is something I rarely see with like survival horror games.
Yeah.
Even when you're getting more powerful weapons, they're not showering you with ammo, and they're also throwing more enemies and more, more powerful or more nimble enemies at you. So they keep up the tension all the way until the very end. And the story like played out really beautifully, like not beautiful in the sense that everything was, hunky dory, but beautiful as in like everything comes together very nicely. And there are a lot of and aha moments throughout, the back half of the game. And then all the characters too. Like all the characters are really great. From
I mean, I've been impressed with the voice acting alone. It's just a really good job, I think.
Yeah.
So, just everything is kind of just come together really nicely. It's just a solid package.
It's so solid. And I want to go in with New Game Plus. I just don't know if I have time to commit.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I mean, I've got to get through this. I've got to play some more Call of Duty campaign, get through that. Zelda I still got to beat, and I don't know. Zelda's one of the. I feel bad for not liking it as much as I thought I would, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't. And I think, man, I think I am so done with the Switch, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah.
I think I am just over this game. I mean, this year alone. And I know we're obviously this is like the final year of the Switch. We already know that, but I can't get excited for anything.
No, this was not a great year for us and Nintendo's first party slate.
Yeah, I mean, the Showtime got pretty mediocre reviews. Obviously, the 1,000-Year Door I really liked, but I fell off of it really, really hard. And it's also a reason why I'm definitely not getting Brothership is because I need voice acting. I reading stuff now, and I know, and maybe that's just the old person in me talking, but just sitting there like doing an RPG and just reading dialogue, it makes me sleepy. It makes me not want to,
especially when you're playing in bed too.
Exactly. So I say that, but then I played through Sea of Stars last year. But like, I don't know, there's something about Sea of Stars that was just so engaging, and I wanted to see what came next. Like, and I was very intrigued by the story and all the twists that it had. But with the Mario, like the story, it's just whatever. Like it's it's a Mario game. The story's never going to be anything special.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Just Jamboree, had no interest in it.
See, I'm interested in Jamboree, but I just don't know like when I would play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Kellen didn't really like Superstars all that much. So yeah, I just don't think I think I would just get it, and then it'd just be kind of a waste of money for me.
And speaking of Mario and Luigi Brothership, I think my biggest kind of like turn off with that game is that it seems like it's going the Fire Island, Ice Island,
very
Island.
Safe, and like I don't love the art style either. Like it's cell shaded, but it doesn't
look like
it doesn't look
crisp.
Complete. It looks like it's in like an early build. I don't know,
a little bit. Yeah, I guess I'm just tired of like that that formula with like these Mario games and like the Zelda, like
even
Zelda
I was gonna say even Zelda, like it's kind of like
what you're
we're in the fire area, we're in the water area. I'm
like
probably not gonna like this. Yeah,
like okay, now I'm gonna go, and maybe I'm just speaking about games in general, but like, I'm gonna go to the.
But that's kind of Nintendo, right? I mean, everybody else. I mean, I know every other game has like biomes and stuff, but Zelda, it's very clearly, or not Zelda, but Nintendo in general is very clearly okay. Water area, fire area, icy snow level, whatever. There's not a lot of blend, I think, and yeah, I don't know. It just it feels extremely safe, and I really hope they kind of get away from that formula going forward on a new system, and maybe just this year, it's we're kind of just getting like, they're very safe kind of games that they know are probably going to sell pretty well, but nothing. It's not pushing anything
crazy.
but on the same like note, I didn't feel that way with Tears of the Kingdom, even though that's clearly got its different biomes. But I don't know, I didn't get that vibe like I did with Echoes of Wisdom. But
yeah, and like even with I know it's a 20-year-old game, but Thousand Year Door, like that wasn't the case for that game either. That one had pretty distinct areas that didn't rely on like a biome.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah,
like even like Super Mario RPG, like that one didn't rely on biomes that much either. It's really just
I
the new.
Play some more of that.
Yeah, you do. It's really just the newer games coming out, like Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That one was relatively biome based.
Yeah,
I think it had like it did. Echoes of Wisdom, Mario and Luigi. Like I think it just seems, man. Sorry to start a Nintendo hate session, but like it seems a little bit formulaic, and I hate walking into an area and knowing exactly what I'm going to get from it. And that's kind of been the case with some of these games lately.
Yeah, because I mean, you go to the ice area or something, you're like, great, I got to deal with, this for 2 hours. I got to deal with like the freezing temperature. I've got to deal with pushing blocks. I got to deal with slipping and sliding in some cases, cracking of the ice. Like it's very, very, I don't know, very generic in my opinion. And yeah, like you said, like you don't ever want to go into an area and be like, all right, what am I going to get out of this area? Like when am I going to leave? No, that's not good.
But then like
just ready.
But then platformers like Astrobot, that one did have biome. It had biomes that were specific to a world that you went into, right?
Yeah.
But like the entire section of the galaxy
wasn't
varying levels that weren't tied to a specific biome. So it didn't feel as samey as something like Echoes of Wisdom.
And those levels are like, I mean, some of those levels you can get through under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but just ready for something new from Nintendo.
I think so.
For sure.
Ready for the Switch too.
Yeah, ready for Metroid. I can't wait to see what Prime 4 looks like. I mean, I know we saw it already, but I want to see more for sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited about that game.
I think we'll see more soon.
You ready to talk some Black Ops?
I am.
Okay. Where do you? I haven't played zombies, and I've played a couple of levels of single player. So I don't know if you want to start there.
Yeah, we start with the campaign. Because you played the first 3 missions.
Yes, I did the mission where like you go to the black site and you get the senator's retinal scan and then rescue a certain someone, and then I did that. Escaped on the motorcycle. It's all that, like most of that stuff was in the trailer for the game. So I've done that. So I think that's like 3 levels maybe. So I'm still very early.
Yeah, and I think the one right after that one that you just did is like the open world level where you can choose different objectives to go to, and you can get cash and all that kind of stuff. This is probably my least favorite level, the open world one, just because I didn't feel like the desire to and it's based in Iraq, so it kind of like feels like very like generic Call of Duty a little bit, and I didn't feel particularly inspired to traverse around. So I kind of did a few of the optional areas and then just hit the main 3 objectives and got on my way. And then after you get through that level, I feel like the game like really picks up and has some of the best Call of Duty levels I've played in a long time. And granted, it's been a long time since I've played a Call of Duty campaign, but like just in terms of like first person shooter games, like some of these levels were pretty spectacular.
And see, that's like I appreciate them like experimenting with the formula, but for like you said, like for someone who hasn't played a campaign since Black Ops 2, maybe 3, like I want a very linear shooting gallery kind of experience. So and I think in Modern Warfare 3, like the newer one, I think they had like a weird like giant open world kind of thing. They were trying to do that, and it was just kind of weird, and a lot of people didn't really care for it. So looks like it sounds like they kind of backed off that stuff a little bit, but still included some of it into the
just one level that took maybe an hour to do. So a small chunk of the game. But there's like that scarier level that I'm sure you've heard about. That's a good one.
Okay, yeah, I think I have heard, but I don't think I know anything about it.
I won't give any more context than that, but it's very reminiscent of other games that you and I have both played.
Okay.
And then there's like a really good like heist kind of level in there as well, which is something to look forward to. So I mean, every level was hitting. I'm not gonna lie. Aside from the open world one, it was a really excellent campaign.
Cool. Well, that's exciting to hear. I was having a good time when I was playing through. I even like the little hub you have with in the house, and like there's some secrets to be had if you want to find that stuff. So pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
So tell me, you play a few hours of zombies. How is that compared to the other zombie modes?
I can't remember the last zombies mode I played. It was maybe Black Ops 4. I mean, this one feels really good. Like it's got kind of everything that you'd expect from Black Ops Zombies. It's got the Pack-a-Punch, it's got the mystery box, different routes you can take throughout the level. Cool enemies to fight, like cool, like kind of special enemies that come on specific levels. We didn't get super far in any of the rounds any of the times that we play. I think like the latest round we got to was 15, so not very far. But but with how like frenetic you move around in this game, I feel like they throw a lot more zombies at you, and they're a lot faster.
Makes sense.
So you really have to know like what you're gonna do in a round, whether it's going up to the church and getting the Pack-a-Punch and upgrading your weapon, or it's like trying to progress the story, which we didn't really do. We didn't really like follow all the secrets and do all those things. We were just trying to
in zombies mode. What the heck?
They've got a pretty crazy story in every zombies game from what I hear. But
that's cool.
I mean, regardless, like we were having a fun time. It was nothing better than couch co-op zombies. It's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, Harrison, how's the multiplayer?
It's good. I sent a text to you yesterday. I was not feeling it. And then after a couple of rounds after that, I just went on an absolute just run, and I was just murdering people. So it's up and down with this game. I mean, I like the multiplayer a lot. I've been playing just a ton of deathmatch. Really enjoying it.
Nuketown?
It's too sweaty for me, dude. I
played like 20 rounds in Nuketown in a row.
Really? Well, they have like the playlist. It's like 24/7 Nuketown.
Oh, yeah, I loved it, man.
And I know this is like the case with every Call of Duty game, but like the respawns are total ass. Like, and maybe that's just tried to combat like campers and stuff. But man, like you literally kill somebody, and then 5 seconds later, you have to worry about that person spawning behind you and then killing you because they know where you're at.
Yeah, I feel like the teams swap sides more so in this game than previous ones. Yeah, just because the maps are a little bit smaller, right?
They are, yeah. And I don't know, like some of the maps like I like, and some I think are just kind of dog shit. Like Red Card, like the soccer one. I hate that map. There's just I don't know. It's weird. It's like it's a 3-lane map, but nobody's ever on the left side where like the outside part of that is, and like everyone's kind of in the middle or occasionally where the soccer field is. So yeah, I don't know. There's
Red Card.
So yeah, some of the maps are good, and some are just I don't really like at all. Like the snowy map I don't really care for. I think it's like Valkyran. I can't remember the name of it, but
I don't think I've played Red Card.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's on Deathmatch?
Yeah, it's on Deathmatch.
Hmm.
I play it pretty frequently, but it's to the point where if that comes up in the queue, I'm like, I'll just back out and come back in. But yeah, it's very the respawns are terrible. The time to kill, and I know this is with every kind of multiplayer game that those situations where you made it past that corner and they still killed you. And I know that has to do with the net code and the game. Your screen isn't representing what the other player sees because of just being on the internet. And I get that. But there are some times where it feels like I am shooting somebody forever, and then they turn around and blast me in like 2 shots.
They start blasting.
It's incredibly annoying. So I don't know what's up with that. I mean, because there's even instances where like if someone's crouched behind something, I can only see their head, and I shoot them, and I get the the indication that I'm getting I'm shooting somebody, and then they don't die. Like there's been times where and this has happened to Halo too, but where I shoot somebody and then I stop shooting because I'm like, okay, they should be dead, and then they don't die, and I'm like, and then I get killed. So again, I know that's in like every single multiplayer game, but it feels very. I've just noticed it so much in this one for whatever reason. It's pretty frustrating.
I mean, it could be the perks that other people are using as well.
Yeah.
I think there are some that give you a little bit more health or slows down the time to kill. I don't know.
I mean, it's get good. It's get good. I know everyone's thinking it just get good, but
shoot for the head.
It still feels it feels bad when that type of stuff happens. But other than that, like I'm loving it. Like I'm still kind of rocking the XM4. Like that's like the best assault rifle, which is a little weird because like that's the first one you get. But I've been kind of rocking with that. Been playing around with some of the SMGs.
What camo do you have on the XM4?
I've got the gold. I've got the gold camo. Yeah,
I think I've just had the red tiger.
Okay, yeah, I'm like level 50 something now. I'm pretty deep.
Have you used the it's like the 4th submachine gun down? I think it's like the PP something.
I don't know if I've been using like the C9 a lot when I can.
Okay.
I don't know if I've tried the other one or not.
PP19 maybe.
PP19.
Yeah, you should try the PP19. I used it for the first time yesterday, and I went on a rampage.
Okay.
In that level, like it was, even with iron sights, it's really good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I've been enjoying it a lot. I think I'm ready for like whatever battle pass they've got coming. Just to get to unlock some more or whatever. I mean, I don't know what their battle pass even looks like.
What do you unlock in Call of Duty?
I guess probably just more skins, maybe more operators, something like that. Because I ended up buying the I was mad like for a couple hours yesterday. Just I was getting crushed, and I was like, you know what? Let me just buy $30. Let me just get this Vault Edition. So I got a couple of like the zombie skins. And then a couple of really cool looking skins for multiplayer. So,
nice.
But yeah, it's and it comes with the battle pass too. It comes with the first season. So I was like, I'm gonna get that anyways. Cool. Just try it out. So yeah, I think that comes out maybe next week or the week after. So it comes out pretty soon for the first season to start. So looking forward to that. I may take a little bit of a break in between there just to
just not burn yourself out,
Yeah. So,
but this is
I'm enjoying it.
This is the first time that you and I both have been just grinding away.
Yeah.
In Call of Duty. Feels good.
It's extremely sweaty. Like it really is. Like when people are like spinning and diving around, like it's sometimes it's a little bit annoying. I'm like, all right, okay. Like, okay.
Let's cool down here, bro.
Yeah, let's chill out just a little bit. But it is what it is.
And we haven't talked about it yet, but skill-based matchmaking, it sucks. It sucks because it's always the same amount of intensity.
Yeah.
And you're always playing against people as good as you, which is, I mean, that's great. Like, you know, you need competition, but it's really fun when you're just playing with like people of random skill levels.
Yeah.
Right. You could crush the other team. You could get crushed by the other team. And that's kind of what made each round unique and fun.
I mean, there's definitely been on both sides where we've won or they've won by 40 points, 40 kills or something like that. So, I mean, I've seen some pretty like varied lobbies, but yeah, you're right. Like sometimes when you just get like back to back, just super sweats, it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's frustrating when you're wanting to try out different weapons too, because it kind of like dissuades you from doing that. And so you can, continue to do well and keep up. But yeah, I was like playing with a sniper for like 10 or 15 rounds. And it's hard. Like it's hard when everyone moves so fast and is jumping around, sliding around. Like, yeah, the saying is correct. You have to get good.
Yeah, that is true. I kind of like, I've gotten the helicopter a couple times now, which is cool. I've got like I think it's the dispatcher one. I've got, what do I have? Bankroll, where you start out with 150 points, and then I have dispatcher, which lowers the cost of non-lethal score streaks. So like the UAV and the counter UAV, and then if you do the UAV, like you're just racking up points, and then I also have like the war cry perk or the field thing where like you activate it and it gives you like a speed boost, but also gives your teammates a speed boost too. So that increases, like that can get your score streak up pretty quickly. So you can get up pretty quickly with that method. Or you can just be really good and just not die. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard with the spawns because again, like you kill a couple people and then you immediately have to turn around because someone's gonna be behind you.
Yeah. It's just so fast paced.
Yeah.
But it's really great. I mean, it really does hit on all fronts between campaign, zombies, and multiplayer.
Yeah.
I think having 4 years of development versus 3 or 2 or however many they normally have, it paid off.
Yeah.
And this is like the most successful launch ever, caused the biggest day's worth of growth on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And had like the most concurrent players at one time, something like that.
Yeah, that's good. I just looking at what Xbox has in like their portfolio, I'm glad they have Call of Duty now because maybe they're not going to shut any more studios down if they don't do insane numbers. Like, just thinking about like Indiana Jones, for example, Machine Games. Like, I don't expect that to do anything numbers wise on Game Pass. I think that's just going to be something like just a perk. Essentially, it's not going to drive new numbers.
Maybe
from the previews, the previews seem like they're good, but people haven't been blown away from what I've listened to. So, I'm thinking this game's probably going to be in the the 80s or whatever. It's not going to be a 90 score, at least from what I've heard. It's not going to be anything like super high up there, but it's going to be like a really solid experience. So, so yeah, I was going into that. I was kind of worried. I was like, okay, like could Machine Games be another studio that gets shut down because of, sales wise? But hopefully with Call of Duty, it'll keep the lights on at a lot of these places, so we can get really good single player stuff.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, let's hope that Call of Duty can kind of carry Xbox. I'm sure they're just like raking in cash right now.
I'm sure. Yeah, and even on the Game Pass sub, like people are, it's free whatever to play. Like you have I'm sure there's been so many people that have upgraded from like to the Vault Edition, like I did, or that other endowment pack that they've got, and then once the Battle Pass rolls out and they, I don't know, I don't know if they're going to go the Fortnite route, but I mean, in Warzone, they have, a bunch of different collaborations. So I'm sure that stuff will kind of bleed over into Black Ops 6 proper. So Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity to make money for Xbox in there, and if they can exploit it, they certainly will.
Oh yeah.
Any last thoughts on Call of Duty?
If you have Game Pass, go play it.
Oh yeah, that's
really
a no-brainer.
Good. Yeah, no brainer.
Just at least just try it out, because speaking of studios getting shut down, PlayStation has officially shut down Firewall Studios. Is it Firewalk?
I think it's Firewalk.
Firewalk. I think I did a typo. Firewalk Studios, the studios behind Concord. Got kind of I think everyone just kind of saw it coming. I mean, I know they took it down like literally a week after the game launched to just abysmal numbers, and they were going to try to figure out. They were trying to figure out a way to bring it back. You know, maybe doing it a free to play route, but I think just that extra development of kind of retooling everything to make it a free to play game just wasn't worth it, especially with the numbers coming out that this thing cost them like $200 to $300 million, you know, in the grand scheme of the development. Insane. I just don't know what they were thinking with this game.
I don't know what happened. Like it really does seem like a good idea from 6 or 7 years ago. Like It sounds like, you know, not to beat a dead horse, but you know, it sounds like one of the execs saw Overwatch and said, "Hey, we should make one of those." And then
it was Herman Holtz, right? The one he's the one that pushed PlayStation to acquire the studio. You know, and then they made Concord. But yeah, I mean, even if like you said, like this idea is 6 or 7 years old, like it would have been good back then as an Overwatch clone, but for it to launch and not be free to play, I mean, you can't do that. You're not Call of Duty.
No.
Like Call of Duty is Call of Duty the only really multiplayer game now that's you have to pay to play other than Warzone? I'm sure there's some, you know, but
because Overwatch is free to play, right?
Yeah, Overwatch went free to play.
I think everything is free to play.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because you have to drive player count. I mean, that's the biggest factor.
Yeah, you just gotta get players in. You don't want to have
you don't want that barrier.
Yeah, and that's what I think. Like Marathon is. I think they're pushing for that to be like a $30 to $40 game. Like nobody's gonna buy that. I'm sorry. Like I don't know. I don't think Marathon looked particularly great, and I don't think we saw a lot of gameplay anyways. Yeah, it's an extraction game.
See, that's an idea from 5 years ago.
And that's even more niche than like, it's more niche than like a hero shooter at this point, you know.
Oh yeah.
But on the flip side, Marvel Rivals is coming out here in like a month, and that's probably going to be a killer. So that's probably going to do.
And it's free to
but it's going to be free to play too. So, yeah. I don't know what they were thinking. Again, we talked about it before, just their whole free to play multiplayer initiative, and I just don't think it's worked. I mean,
well, you know,
look at Bungie. Like Destiny isn't doing the numbers anymore, and hasn't for a long time. So, I don't know.
You know, it set the precedent. Helldivers 2, $40, multiplayer. I mean, just really like multiplayer only.
Yeah, I think they thought they could have another hit with Concord charging 40 and not getting away with it, but you know, feeling like they can. They felt very high up there, but then they kind of messed up that with changing some of the weapon balancing. That's where people are just like, man, it's PvE. Like, why? Like, it's okay to have an overpowered weapon. Like, that's fun. Like, we don't need to balance that. And then they had the whole PlayStation login stuff, and the game can't even be played in certain parts of Europe. So it's just a whole mess.
Yeah, a lot of bad PR.
Yeah, it's a mess. So yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about it yet, but obviously a lot of people lost their jobs, so we're not downplaying that, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. I guess read the room with this type of stuff with what players want.
Sucks, like their livelihood is a kind of a direct result of a decision made by a handful of people.
Yeah,
7 years ago.
Yeah, and I don't think it failed because the characters look a certain type of way or have certain types of background. I just don't think the gameplay was. It just felt generic, you know, felt old, like you said, 6-7 years ago. that type of stuff. So I don't know. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
Onto happier news. Nintendo, as odd of a year they've had in 2024, they finally announced Xenoblade Chronicles X coming March 20th of next year. I'm pretty excited.
Soon enough.
Yeah,
can't come soon enough. I mean, I picked this game up on the Wii U like back in like 2016, and I played a little bit of it, and then I fell off pretty hard. This is before like I got into Xenoblade with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And since then I played 2 Definitive Edition and then 3 and all like the DLC for 3. So like I'm like ready to play this game. I'm very excited. I know it's not as story heavy as the trilogy, which is totally fine. Like it sounds like you just go into the open world, explore.
Yeah, I don't think you need the context of the trilogy to enjoy
no, you don't.
The story
it's like,
of this.
I think it's like 99% disconnected from the trilogy.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Yeah. I mean, this is like one of the big ones that was still stuck on the Wii U. That a lot of people were clamoring to come over. Still got to get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. You know, that's kind of the last one.
Nah, those are staying.
Yeah, they're just
they're living and dying on the Wii U.
Yep. But yeah, I'm very happy to see this get released. I think there's a lot of positive buzz around Monolith Soft and the Xenoblade series right now. So yeah, and plus
this
is like
got 1 million views too.
Yeah, and it's mech based. Like hell yeah.
Dude, that's it. What they don't tell you is you don't get the mech until like 40 hours into the game.
Oh really? Oh dang. Okay.
Yeah, I heard it's very late when you get the mech. But,
see, I thought the whole game was like mech kind of mech based.
No,
interesting.
You're just on foot. You have like an assault rifle and.
Oh, okay.
I mean
is it the gameplay? Is it still like?
Yeah, the combat is similar to Xenoblade Chronicles 1, where it's like you have like your row of actions to choose from.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll update it or anything, but yeah, it's
I mean, visually it didn't look like it had like a ton done to it. Like it, which is fine, you know. I think that's okay.
Yeah. 1H1D, what's up? Yeah, the Black Ops 6 campaign was awesome. It was very good. I finished it yesterday. Yeah, I'm super pumped for Xenoblade Chronicles X. I kind of wish this game was coming out to the Switch too, so it could get an even better upgrade.
It could be like March.
Could be
that's fiscal. I mean, that's the end of fiscal. I mean, we still don't know if it's going to be it's going to release in March, or if it's going to be announced in fiscal 1 and then kind of come out at a later point in the year. But that's one of those games where it could absolutely be a cross-gen game.
I would love for it to be.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we talk about it every week, but you and I are fatigued on the current Switch, and I would hate to feel that fatigue while playing Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you're saying that, that might be something that I would wait to play on the Switch too.
Even if there's no visual improvement?
Well, I mean, Xenoblade ran pretty good on the Switch. Xenoblade 3.
Yeah, it's like it ran at 30 most of the time.
Yeah.
And it didn't need to run at 60. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely dipped like in some of those fights for sure, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what Nintendo's plans are, and kind of go from there. But yeah, either way, I'm very excited.
Yeah,
very excited for it. And then our last story, we really not much to say, but Nintendo has its financials tomorrow. Always a pretty exciting time. Get to learn about the sales data and all that stuff, which is fun for the nerdier people that like to hear about that stuff.
Oh yeah. And what we'll be seeing results for Echoes of Wisdom, because that came out in September.
Yep.
We will see results for Emio if it crossed 1 million, which I don't know if it
I
did.
hope it does. I hope it did, but we'll see.
I need to play that still.
We'll see. We'll see if that marketing campaign worked, because that got a lot of people talking.
It did. Did anything else come out in Q3, July through September? Nintendo World Championship?
Yeah, that one came out. What about Luigi's Mansion 2? When did that come out?
That was in June.
I
think that one sold like 1.5 million. So if it sold another million, I think they would.
When did Mario come out? Not Mario. Thousand Year Door. When did that come out? Was that May?
May.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what was their August? Their August game was Imio, right?
And then October, yeah. August was Imio.
October was Jamboree. And then Zelda at the end.
Man, they really did have a game every month.
They've pretty much had a game a month the entire generation. It's crazy.
Was in April was that that water game? What was that one called? The swimming Endless Ocean.
Yeah, that was the end of April. Yeah, or May. Did that come out in May? I think that was like early May, like May 2nd or something. Like May.
Oh, it might have been. Okay.
Yeah, I think they had that, and then they had Mario at the end, Paper Mario at the end of into May.
Gotcha.
So,
I mean, they've had a lot of games. Okay, yeah, I have a list. I'm gonna go through it real quick. Okay. Another Code, January. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, February. Princess Peach, March. Endless Ocean, early May. Paper Mario, late May. Luigi's Mansion 2, June. Nintendo World Championship, July. Emio, August. Echoes of Wisdom, September. Jamboree, October. Brothership, November. And then Fitness Boxing 3 in December.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
So pretty much every month.
Okay. Cool.
Good for them.
So yeah, we'll learn all that stuff tomorrow. Again, we talked about at the beginning of the show. Like maybe they'll talk about the successor just for a brief second. They're not going to announce anything. They're not going to announce it tomorrow. But they I don't know. Maybe they, I don't know. Furukawa did in April at their investor meeting said we have a June plan, or in May they had one plan for June. So I mean, anything's possible. He could come out and say, "Hey, we're going to announce. They're going to announce the announcement for like January or something." Like that's always a possibility.
That would be great for us and bad for Nintendo YouTubers.
Yeah, because there's no more rumors. It's just
no more rumors.
We know
the air has been cleared.
Which I don't know.
I kind of want that.
Yeah,
but
I'm kind of over it. Like I don't need to see any more rumor mill stuff at all. We're just enjoying the games that we have right now, so it's all good.
Harrison, what's your sales number predictions for Echoes of Wisdom?
I'm gonna say
first 4 days or last 4 days of September. Here's 2 million.
It's just the 4 days. Yeah, I'll go between 1 and 2 million. I don't think it sold more than that.
I'm gonna say 2.8.
2.8. Okay.
2.8.
I'll just say 2 million. 2 million, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it'll take the world by storm. Like I don't know if it'll crack 5.
No, I don't think it will. I think if it was a traditional top-down Zelda that we're kind of used to, I think it would absolutely. But just being the way that it is, not saying it's not a bad game at all, but just it being so different than what people might have wanted from like a Link's Awakening sequel kind of thing for one with that same art style. It's different. So I don't know if that's gonna be like an evergreen kind of thing for them.
Right. Well, if anything, I think this year has been it's clear that this has been the year of the B teams, right?
Yeah. Oh,
There's
yeah,
not
for
been a
sure.
single like core team working on any game that came out this year. It's either been kind of like licensed out, like Mario and Luigi, and the Octopath Traveler team is making that, or it's with their like second party studios like Grezzo.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel really confident in 2025. I think we're going to get some really heavy hitters.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year for
Yeah.
Nintendo 2025. We're gonna get, I mean, probably the new Mario, the next 3D Mario is probably coming out next year. I'm still up in the air, like Mario Kart wise. Like, did they start out with Mario Kart this time and just go all in on that? And they could really expand it. And I mean, probably do like a battle pass or something. Like, I mean, they could.
Right. That could be cool. I
don't know if it's not gonna be free to play. It's going to be, a $60, $70 experience, but they might have like a kind of a battle pass thing. I don't know. I feel like that's a little egregious, but
they'll probably have something with like the Nintendo Online expansion pack.
Yeah.
Like, if you upgrade to the expansion pack, you'll get something, this battle pass that you can work through.
Yeah. Or maybe they do go free to play. I mean, because it's not like the game has like it does have like it's got the circuit mode, but yeah, I mean, maybe they do go free to play and then.
Or just free for Nintendo Online members.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they have their battle. Then they have their battle pass and maybe a store or something like that. I mean, I don't necessarily want that per se, but I could see them going that route. But we'll see what happens.
Also, 2 more stories that I forgot to add on here. First one, Nintendo Music.
Oh yeah, the random. Yeah, that was kind of like it was a whole just. I don't know. It felt like a mini direct almost last week.
Random announcements.
Yeah.
Yeah. I downloaded it.
It's cool.
I listened to the Wii home menu and Wii Shop music for a little bit. Listened to some Fire Emblem. They need to add Xenoblade. Yeah, that music goes hard. Otherwise, I don't listen to game music that often, if any at all. So this isn't really like an app for me necessarily, but I think it's really cool. Like, I think it works well. It's got a lot of cool features. You can extend songs. You can turn on like spoiler friendly mode. You can do a bunch of stuff. You can create
it's well thought out for sure.
Yeah.
And just super random. That's what it's just
super random.
Like what are they doing? Like I really feel like they're trolling us like at the end of the year. Like Alarmo.
They're like building some sort of weird ecosystem that
it's odd.
I feel like it's all going to be connected to the Switch too somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the last story, not really a story, but the Nintendo or the Pokemon trading card game. I've
played it. It's cool.
Yes.
I forgot to put it in my notes, but yeah, it's cool.
I've been opening some packs. I went through like the battle tutorial. I haven't done like any battles outside of that, but I did have fun in that tutorial. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, Pokemon the card game itself is like so simple and like it's kind of gameplay as far as the cards go. But really fun. I forgot how fun it is.
Yeah, it makes me want to like get back into, or not get back into, but maybe like pick up a Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yeah,
like a Switch game or a Switch collection or something, and play it on there. But yeah, it's really cool. Like just opening 2 packs a day.
Yeah,
going through my packs, trying to. I don't know if you saw this like online, but people were saying, if you turn the pack sideways and the top of it's creased or bent a little bit, that means you're going to get a super rare card.
Oh God!
So there's already people.
But it's cool. Like you click on, like, for those that don't know, it's like the card game, like in digital form, but like you click on the pack and then you can flip it around. So if you don't want to be spoiled immediately, you can, but then you have to like take your finger across to actually open up the card pack, and it's super satisfying with like the haptic feedback on there. We spent like 10 minutes last night before Kellen went to bed. He was opening packs because I just kept getting points enough to, because like there's a timer, like, and then if you level up and stuff like that, you get like a ways to kind of lower that time.
It's down. Like an hourglass thing.
Yeah. So we opened like 4 or 5 packs up. Yeah, I mean it's cool, man. The cards look super sweet. Some of the card art, like I got like a really awesome looking Bulbasaur that's like full artwork on the card. Got a Zapdos and Articuno. Yeah, it's nice. It's cool.
That's pretty nice. When they add trading, that's going to be super interesting.
Yeah, it's on there. It's just locked at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I downloaded that, and then I re-downloaded Marvel Snap as well, but I haven't played it yet. But I was playing the Pokemon card game, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm getting a little bit of a niche here."
Nichey.
And then I was like, "Do I buy Bellotro on the phone? What am I doing?"
Dude, I got it on the phone.
Do you have it? Does it play vertically?
It doesn't, sadly.
Okay.
It's horizontal.
Okay.
But I bought it right before we went to Italy, and I was playing it on the plane. It's like, man, this is going pretty hard.
Yeah. Oh, Bellotro is so
Not
good.
that I couldn't just like get on my Switch and play it on there, but
that's too much. You gotta turn it on.
Much,
the phone just
you gotta turn it on. Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah. Bellotro is real good. That game's pretty good.
It's incredible.
Pretty damn good.
Hey, next you'll be back into Hearthstone.
Brittany, she's like, oh Lord, you're playing Pokemon. I was like, yeah. She's like, what was that other card game you used to play, Hearthstone? I was like, yeah, I don't play that anymore. I was.
How much money do you think you put into Hearthstone?
Not that much. I mean, I bought like a few of the expansions that were $20 or $30. Probably less than $120.
Huh.
Because I opened up a lot. I mean, you get like a lot of free like daily packs and stuff you could open up, and like a lot of missions you can do. So, I mean, I didn't buy individual packs. I just bought the expansions when they came out. So, not in the grand scheme of things across
for a couple years of playing, right?
5 years of playing pretty hardcorely. Yeah, less than $120. Let's say less than $150.
Okay. let's say like less than 1,000. Let's just
less than 1,000. Before we wrap up, have you seen like the third person Halo mode coming into Halo Infinite?
No.
So there's a new, I guess there's like a new season coming out. I don't know. But they're adding Halo 2 maps into the rotation. Use it like built-in Forge. They're adding a new gun, a new like assault rifle gun. And then there is a third person mode coming into Firefight that they're going to get feedback on and stuff like that, and then maybe implement it into the all the other modes. So I don't know. I thought they were done with Infinite. Again, just looking at the Halloween Battle Pass and how like bare bones it was, I thought they were done. But
ew, this looks weird.
I think it launches tomorrow too. So
wow.
Yeah,
Ew, Halo in third person? What the hell?
Yeah, it does look a little strange, but maybe it'll be cool. So
yeah.
Again, I thought they were done with Infinite, but they're still rocking away with it. So.
Oh, also, I meant to ask because I forgot to check. So, Black Ops Zombies, you can go third person. Can you do that in multiplayer?
I don't think so. I know Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 back in the day had like a third person mode, but it was just a specific playlist because I feel like everybody's got to be on the same playing field. If you're, there can't be one or the other, or there can't be both versions or both perspectives in the same match. But I don't think there's one in regular multiplayer yet. I mean, I'm sure that probably will come eventually. There's a third person death match, but yeah, as of right now, I don't think there is. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is.
No, you're probably right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, lots of exciting things. Game wise, there's not much coming. There's not much more other than like Indiana Jones,
Stalker 2.
Stalker 2 still coming.
That's still coming. Dragon Quest 3.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 3. Um,
that one I'm almost more interested in picking up than Mario and Luigi.
For sure, yeah. I hope that one. Hope that one review is pretty good because that will probably be one that I pick up. That comes out next. It comes out on the 14th. So,
next week.
Yeah, next week. So, yeah, that's probably like the last. If I get that game, that's probably the last one I'll be getting this year. Because like a Lego Horizon, I'm probably gonna skip. To be honest, I mean, and Stalker and Indiana Jones, I'll definitely play on Game Pass. So
right,
that'll be probably my last purchase of the year.
Man, yeah, flew by.
Did 2024 flew
really
by.
Did.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap up the show. If you can review us on your favorite podcasting platform of choice, that would be greatly appreciated. You can always message the show with the link in the description. You can literally just text it from your phone, ask us any questions, follow us on. I guess we just have to start saying X now. Are we too past the point now where we can't call it Twitter anymore?
Twitter. People know it. People know what Twitter is.
Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. All the links are in our description, so we would appreciate the follow, TikTok, all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll see you next Monday with hey, maybe some definitely some financial news from Nintendo. Maybe something else. We'll see.
We'll see. I'm doubtful, but we'll see. And I can hope.
The Nintendo Microwave though is coming to stores near you.
I bet. Oh, man. They're gonna do something stupid over the next week. I just know it.
Hey, people. I'm sure that alarm row sold pretty damn well. As just rent, like, I mean, I would have bought it if it was like $50. 100's a little bit too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you can't use it while if you're not alone in your bed.
Well, I would just put it up for display. Just
okay.
In my office. I'm never going to use it to like track my sleep. I don't need Nintendo knowing my information.
Right. Hey, they're getting your data. They're doing something with it.
Oh yeah.
They're gathering all this data.
Yeah, everyone's got my data at this point. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, everyone already knows how you sleep.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.